Well, hey everyone, it is Friday and I'm getting ready to go play some Ultimate in just a little bit, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you another quick training tip. And especially with the hours are going to change, daylight savings, we're going to lose light. This may be a great thing to practice during the off season or all year long. But if you've got a rec department anywhere near you, here's the baseball fields where we play Ultimate. But if you've got one of these pitching cages, it's a great opportunity for you to work on your training. And really all it takes is getting you a 5-gallon bucket, not sponsored by Lowe's, but I'll take it if they want to throw me some money, and cut out the lid. And I'm going to show you that in a second. And it creates a great target, great practice environment for you. Also, some of y'all want to know, this is my rig when I go out and shoot some of my rounds, playing my rounds. It's just an iFootage monopod with a DJI gimbal and my iPhone. So anyway, all right, so the great thing about the 5-gallon bucket is you can hold all your discs when you want to walk up and practice, but then sit on it, hold your discs on top of it. I think I paid a total of $10 for the bucket and the paracord, but you may have some other rope, string, whatever around. And I've simply just cut out the lid. You can see here is the lid right here. I'm going to expand this just a little bit. And the paracord, but I just took and cut out the center of it. Now it's a little windy today, so I've put just a weight of a water bottle on the bottom to kind of hold it a little bit more. But this is going to be our target right here. Now if you want to get really fancy, you could use this instead of the center, but I figured that would show up better on the video. But use this target instead and try to throw it cleanly through that little thing. I mean, the disc barely makes it through, but that's another level of pressure. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. I've talked to you about adding pressure to your practice, and this is really going to help give you that instantaneous feedback to help you work on your throws, especially if you're getting nose up or you're wanting to work on getting that smooth release, that consistent release. This will really help give you that quick feedback, that instantaneous feedback to let you know how you're throwing. And so it's one of the best practices I could recommend for getting out and working on your throws. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so here's the setup. I got my discs. I'm on the actual batting side of things because I kind of like the lines help remind me to be moving in this direction. And it's just got a better feel than throwing that way. Plus, visually, I thought it'd look better going that way because let's face it, it's all about how it looks. But I've set this up. It's about from here to the target is about 40 feet. You could start out closer. You could get closer and move it farther back as you progress. But really, you're wanting to just work on honing your shots. And I've just got mid-ranges right now. Start with putters, get a little closer, move back. But this is to get that stroke down. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to stick with mid-ranges, because I want to just keep that smooth middle release. Figure out the height of your target. If you're getting nose up, lower it down a little bit more. Force yourself to throw it lower. But this is going to give you that automatic feedback to help you understand what you're doing, how you're throwing, and really hone in your shot. So anyway, that's enough talking. Let me throw some shots and let's see how we do. Would have been nice if I'd actually warmed up before I did this, but why pre-plan? Why actually? Oh, I could tell I just lifted up. I'm gonna start a little smoother. And hopefully, as things go, I will start to dial things in more and more. I mean, if you had one of these at your disc golf course, I would jump into it before every round, just to kind of hone that feel of making a good release. Now, obviously, the goal is to hit the target like that. But even hitting near it, just getting that consistent line is really going to pay off in the end, because you start feeling what makes a good shot over and over again. And you can get that instant feedback. I know exactly what I did on that one. why I pulled it. And then overcompensated to fix it and pushed it. But so in just a few minutes, I'm already feeling warmed up and a little more confident that I can hit these shots. It's a great training technique that you can do. Add that pressure, give yourself a target, get that instant feedback, and know how things are going to go. Now in a minute, I'm going to add another element to it, and we'll take it another step further. Okay, I'm going to do one more round before I change anything up. But one of the reasons why I use the bucket plastic is because it'll take a beating. And hopefully you're going to hit it a lot. But you could use anything that you've got lying around the house, or find something, even a piece of paper, trash, cardboard. Just give yourself a target. It's like the disc dot theory. It's aiming at something, aim small, miss small, and really hone in your shots. There was something else I thought, but I don't remember, so I'm gonna throw another set, and then we'll change it up a little bit. One of the things I'm trying to work on is to stay focused on the target, so that I'm not just moving my head and flailing around all over the place. But guys, hear me on this. Every person is different. The way I throw and the way I process throwing is going to be different than you. I can't just take what I do and cram it down your style and tell you this is the way you need to do it. You need to become a student of yourself, your body, and what works for you. That did not work for me. You know, it's hard to both think about talking to you and throw at the same time. So these last few, I'm going to shut up and just try to throw. Just off the cord. Oh, I forgot. Starting to do this, suddenly when I'm out in the fields and I've got to make a gap shot, I'm going to feel a lot more confident because I go, oh, I can hit a target from 40 feet away that's this big. How much easier is it to get through a gap this big that's 20 feet away? So that's the other thing. You start building into your mind, I can make these shots. And if you spent time practicing, you should be able to. There's so much pressure out there to fix things quickly. I hate to say it, it's a lot of man hours. It's practicing, it's throwing thousands, if not millions of discs to get really good. There's some phenoms out there that can just pick it up. But for most of us, we've got to work at it. You've got to practice, you've got to train. It's not just go out and play. You've got to have goals and focus and work on it. You've got to put in the time. All right, let me go pick those up. The nice thing about this is they're all gonna be right there. It's easy to pick up, grab them, come back and do it again. All right, so now I've added a secondary target. This is gonna take it to the next level where I'm gonna work on shaping shots. And so I'm gonna work on my forehand. This is your get out of trouble. You see me using this shot all the time. This is my bread and butter shot. But this is the way you can work on that shot, or flip it around and work on your turnover shot. It's add that extra layer. Instead of just going right at the basket, work on your touch and your control. So I'm gonna act like the bucket is my marker. That looked really cool. So the bucket is my marker. I'm going to plant. And now I'm going to work on trying to get through the hoop and hit the other target. Well, Well, I'm hitting the rope. Here we got a little extra with the wind. I got to time it. Come on, come on. Keep turning, keep turning. Got to have some fun while you're practicing too. But hopefully, I mean, I'm not trying to do everything perfect here, especially with this wind, but hopefully you see how you can do this simply with a couple cheap little things. I think that thing's from the dollar store. You spend 10 bucks, but use your creativity to how you can take your practice to the next level. Instead of just throwing, work on what do I need to really work on, and how can I create targets and goals to get me to get that shot with the instant feedback to know whether I've done it right or not. Don't just throw out in the field all the time. Get yourself some targets. Oh, I thought I had that one. Oh, off the... Yeah, time it. And here's also one last thing on this is it'll start to show you when you tend to get, like on those, I got so fixated on this part that I didn't pay attention to the finish of it. So you really want to be able to focus on where it ends up, not just the initial target, but how you're going to finish up, how it's going to get near the basket, because it's great if you get through this gap, but if you just launch it 50 feet past the target, that's not doing you any good anyway. So there you have it. That's what, hopefully that's going to help you with your training, get you going a little bit faster, and give you something to do in the off season. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
So am I going, am I pretending like I'm trying to throw a long distance, or is that the basket?
You're just trying to get a nice smooth shot and hit that thing. And then we'll work on power. Yep. It's going to give you that instant feedback. I don't really have to say anything. You're processing, aren't you?
I know what's going on now.
Awesome.
That was a little,
You're getting worse.
That was that was a little flatter instead of a bounce, you know?
Yep.
But it was,
Yeah. Yeah, this net will grab you. Go figure.
wondering if I was going to fall. But I can do it.
Oh, you're cheating now. Yeah, look at you. Uh-huh. You felt pretty good.
Almost
You were trying to hit the bottle. All right, back to you. No, get back over. Get back over.
Are you hitting it every time?
Oh, sure, of course. I've never missed. You smoking crack?
I was surprised how many times. What's his name?
Sullivan?
Yeah, I got it
Yeah.
through your
Yeah.
thing. I was surprised at that. He got it through more than he did.
Yep.
Golly, did Kyle hit it?
Yeah.
Too bad, man.